Hey guys, it's Blair, the Love Guru from loveguru.net and thealiennetwork.com. Today is October 30th, 2024, and I went to the Trump rally in Allentown, Pennsylvania yesterday. Please note I did not go in because that would not be a good idea, even though I don't think anything happened yesterday, but I don't do things like that. So I went to the Trump rally outside and I was walking around talking to people. It was a good energy. It was fun. It was exciting. And I was also promoting my freedom classes. If you guys haven't been to my site lately, go check it out. There's been a lot of updates there. loveguru.net/freedom. Or just go to loveguru.net or thealiennetwork.com and click on Freedom, the tab, Freedom Classes. I have a bunch of classes coming up in Pennsylvania. I have Allentown, Lehigh Valley, Bucks County, Allentown. No, it's in sorry. I'm tired. It's early morning. Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and Doylestown, Pennsylvania. I have several dates in New Jersey, Flemington, New Jersey, Long Branch, New Jersey, Clifton, New Jersey. I'm also doing New York City. And if you'd like to gather a group, we could do it online. I'm teaching New World Order for newbies. It's an open forum type class where I start the class off sharing some information about what the New World Order is, which it's the elite's plan to control and depopulate humanity. But I share more details as far as like what exactly that means, how it's playing out in the world right now. And then I open the class up to your questions that you have, because usually people have tons of questions. And you can come if you know a lot, a little, nothing at all. You're just kind of curious how the events, the current day news events all tie together, because they all piece together. If you understand the New World Order, which is what I teach, I'm a teacher of New World Order, I'm a teacher of truth, I'm a deprogrammer. When you learn this stuff, you actually understand the elite's game plan, so then you stop being played. You learn how to master the game, and then you stop being played. And most people are being played, and we're going to get back to this Trump talk, because I don't support any candidate, okay? Just because I went to the Trump rally doesn't mean I'm a Trump supporter, doesn't mean I vote, doesn't mean I'm a Harris supporter, doesn't mean I'm anti-Trump, doesn't mean I'm anti-Harris. I'm anti-bullshit, I'm anti-lies, okay? So here's the difference. We're going to talk about a couple different things in this video. We'll see how long my iPod battery lasts, because I know it's like short on battery right now. But you know, you go to an event like this and you see how deeply programmed people are. Again, this is not, I have to repeat this a million times. I had to repeat it a million times yesterday. This is not anti-Trump. I'm not a Trump supporter, and I'm not anti-Trump supporter. Anti-Trump, and I'm not pro-Harris, and I'm not anti-Harris, even though I don't like her. You know, as far as characters go and play and actors in the play, I mean, I definitely like Trump's character much better. I like his avatar better. It's entertaining, but he's a puppet. They're all puppets. They're all not real. Voting is not real. Voting was never real. I was talking to a lot of reporters yesterday. I got interviewed by several reporters for foreign, different countries, like European countries. I got interviewed, which was awesome. I'm going to go look for the videos and the audio recordings, the interviews that I did. I was so excited. We'll see if it got printed up, because, you know, I'm teaching about that information that is anti-establishment, right? Which I think it's worth a voice, right? And I think the consciousness has shifted enough to be hearing this stuff, because the stuff that I'm teaching is, so let's talk about the whole Trump thing again, okay? Most people go from one programmed way of being. My focus is on deprogramming people, helping you get deprogrammed. That's how, the only way you get into your power. That's the only way that you're going to be able to get involved, to be able to change this world, make positive changes. And most people go from one program state to the next program state. You know, the thing that's fascinating and interesting and crazy about Trump followers is that Trump shares a lot of truth, but it's mixed in with lies. And I don't understand, because if you're not critically thinking, and even besides that, if you're not understanding the plan, the New World Order plan, and if you have done no work on healing your mental, emotional, and childhood wounds, if you've done no work on healing the ways that you've been programmed, I'm not just talking about by the government or by the media. I'm talking about how you've been programmed your whole life since you've been born, by your family, by society, by the schooling system, by everything. You know, you're programmed by everything. And sometimes people, like, I'll say to people, you know, you're programmed, or I'll say you're brainwashed. She goes, no one programs my mind. I'm like, are you fucking insane? Like, I know when somebody says a comment like that, you are totally and completely clueless. Because, and this is coming also sometimes from spiritual people too. It's like, you have done no work on yourself. Like, you're just calling yourself a spiritual person and pulling tarot cards, like, or oracle cards, like, or getting messages from the angels, but you've done no internal work. I don't understand. What the fuck are you doing in the spiritual realm? Because to me, that's what spirituality is actually like healing yourself, deprogramming yourself, stepping into truth. And a lot of these people are Trump supporters also. And they believe still hardcore that Trump is their savior. You know, I didn't really know what my method was going to be when I went out to, you know, I was observing a lot what was going on yesterday, because it was, like, again, interesting and, like, fascinating and insanity too. I mean, people are so excited about their savior, Trump. Again, this is not anti-Trump. This is not pro-Harris. It's don't vote. Don't consent to your slavery. I teach a class on that. Don't vote at all. You're consenting to your slavery. You know, if you're voting for one of the characters, I mean, you might as well vote for Santa Claus, or for, like, the Tooth Fairy, or, like, a pumpkin, or the street sign, or, like, put your damn name in there. Like, what does it matter? It's baloney. Like, vote for Pac-Man. Vote for, like, it doesn't matter, you know, vote for a Care Bear. Like, it's a lie. All of it's a lie. And, like, when I first went out there, I was talking to some people, and I was like, they were like, you know, I was talking to someone, and he said something that was, like, a little bit more awake, because that's what, again, you'll hear from Trump supporters, which is what I like. And it gives the impression that someone is awake and aware. So then I said to him, you know, hey, I teach these classes, and I started talking about how, like, it's a selection, not an election, and, like, going into a little bit about that. And he was like, you know, I think that you're wrong about that, you know, like, you're wrong, because, like, Trump was never part of them. And then, like, you hear the same story by all of them. Whenever I hear somebody repeating the same story that everybody else is repeating, that is a script that they are running. You are just like a computer that has been programmed. You've been put in certain programs into you like a computer. And then anytime someone repeats the same shit that everybody else does, and I've heard everybody's comments, the same comments over and over again about, like, literally everything. I've been doing this a long time, and I've been promoting my freedom classes, which I used to call New World Order classes, for like 5 years now. I've been out. Spirit and Soul has been having me out at these protests, at these, yeah, it's been mostly protests, because this was, like, the first rally I went to. Spirit has me going, like, now I'm in Pennsylvania, at least for the time being. Spirit has me going to tons of, like, bullshit political events. I just left one just to hear these people speak, just to hear how the mayor presents stuff. What these, like, you're constantly around Congress people, you're constantly around state representatives. In Jersey, I was never around these people. I never had any interest in it. In Pennsylvania, it's, like, infected with the community. You're constantly, around these, like, political, players, and you see how much the state is run, how much it's integrated. Like, this Pennsylvania is really like It's really run by the government, like so infected. So I'm able to see that. So I hear how they speak. I'm able to like tap into their energy and be like, you know, hey, are they taking bribes, or like, do they have dirty energy, or is it just like they're straight up brainwashed? You know, like I just analyze this stuff, and like, I just keep going back, because what else am I doing here in Pennsylvania? I don't know. But, you know, I'm doing my mission. That's what I'm doing. I do know. You know, I'm doing my mission. My mission is to be one with these people, to see how deep the programming goes, how people actually get brainwashed, why the people of this area think the way that they do. So, you know, I'm talking to the guy yesterday, and they all say the same thing. They think Trump is really legit. He's there to help. Look at all the good he's done, blah, 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 blah. I got to finish this up soon here, but I have a couple of things to say. The highlights, there were a lot of highlights yesterday. Like I said, I got interviewed by several press publications in Europe of awake and aware, or somewhat aware reporters, writers that were like, yeah, you know, I know what you're talking about. And I was like, rock on, here's the information. I will happily move out of this country. So I think we need to have like a plan B if you're living in America, especially like right now. So anyway, the highlights. So that was one of my highlights. Another highlight was there were literally 2 protesters, you know, Harris supporters, and they were Puerto Ricans, and they were upset that a comment was made that about Puerto Rico being trash, which was stupid, and a comedian said it, and it's not even worth addressing. And some press publications talked about this, made it a big deal, and they even reported that there were protesters at this event about that, or for Harris, and there wasn't. So lies, more lies. But what the highlight there was that these people started yelling at the 2 protesters. I mean, you just ignore them, like literally 2 protesters. That's it. And she was like, you know, Kamala Walla, take out the earbuds, Kamala Walla. She was like, Trump is a legend. And you see her shirt as a picture of Trump, and it says legend underneath. She was like, Trump is a legend. It's like, this shit is entertaining. I don't know if you're still watching your smartphone and these videos nonstop online, like why? There is nonstop entertainment in this like real world matrix, like now for you to enjoy. So like, I thought that was enjoyable. Then there was like there was tons of Secret Service, tons of cops on horse, like the state police on horses. It was fucking crazy. Which of course I liked looking at the horses and saying hi to them, because I'm a horse healer too, an animal communicator. But, then there was like, police, Secret Service, with like sniper rifles, or I don't know the wording, but like they were on top of the buildings, and like when I saw that, I was like, hell no, I'm out of here. And you see the Trump supporters were like seeing them and like cheering them on, you know, because Trump sold the whole story that he was like attempted assassination and he survived, and there's like a lot of marketing out there about how he's just so great, like he's a convicted something, I don't think he's a convicted felon, I don't know what it was, but like they were selling shirts about it, like all the crazy shit going on, but people were cheering these like sniper, I don't know. Again, I don't know what the military, it wasn't the military, like Secret Service up there with their sniper rifles. Like, what the fuck? That shit's scary. Then there was like a military vehicle with all these, again, military, police, military something, huge rifles, which I'm assuming those were automatic rifles. I was like with their helmets on and their gear, and I was like, I'm the fuck out of here. But like, again, like you see the Trump supporters being like, yeah, and taking pictures, and how awesome is that? And I was like, are you guys fucking retards? Like, it shows that, again, that people don't understand the New World Order. They don't understand the legislation that was just passed through, about how, like, now people, the police, military, whatever, can open fire on citizens for anything that they deem as creating harm or being a threat, use of violence. So just like that. And now who's going to be the target of that? The Trump supporters. But you know what? So much of them are very programmed. Again, if you're still voting, you're very programmed. If you're believing in a savior, you're still programmed. And it's not out of shame that I'm sharing this stuff. I'm saying that, like, you need to get educated. You need to get, because, like, so I was talking to somebody, like a fellow warrior who lives around here, and he's an activist, hardcore activist, but, you know, focusing on the little things, not understanding the big picture, even though he knows a lot about what's going on, but it doesn't register. And I had a conversation with him the other day because I bumped into him, and I was like, you know, what are you doing? Like, you're focusing on, like, getting street lights, like, traffic lights. Like, don't you understand what's happening here? And he was like, you're blowing my mind. And I was like, okay, so come down to, like, the New World Order for Newbies class I have. Start learning. And he was like, how do I get involved? Like, is there a protest going on? Is there a petition to sign? And I was like, no, we don't do any of that. You know, you're learning how to heal yourself and deprogram yourself to step into higher consciousness, so you could actually be on the right side of this and start helping the community, because, like, I know that your heart's there, like stepping into a higher level of your mission in this world. So it's time for a lot of you guys to upgrade your mission to higher levels. We're all being promoted here, but you can't just, like, jump into action. You don't get involved right away. The steps that I take people through is you get educated, you get deprogrammed, then you naturally get empowered, and then you naturally get involved. Those are the steps, because it's like, tell me in this, like, 2-minute conversation. How do I deprogram myself? Yeah, you come learn. I'll take you step by step on how, like, an advanced course on how you've been programmed, but that needs to be done. Otherwise, you're open to being corrupted at any stage, working with the wrong side, not understanding. You know, because this guy also had a fear too. He's like, you know, do you screen people who come to your classes, background checks, to make sure there's no CIA there? And I was like, no. I said, I'm helping you heal your fears, your paranoia that you have about that. We all have that. You know, at one point or the other, you learn how to clear it. You learn how to become more powerful in your soul, and then you get protection around you. And even if something happens, you know that you're doing your mission. That's what you're here for, to be part of something that's larger than you, rather than keep watching these videos online and doing nothing. Most truthers are just doing nothing. You know, they're weak, they're out of their power, and they have mental things that are blocking them, emotional things that are blocking them. And they like to give all the excuses on why they're not getting involved. You know, that's the excuses are your blocks. On that note, loveguru.net/freedom. Come to my freedom classes, gather a group, start speaking to people about this information and gathering them, start stepping into the leader that you were born to be. You have to get some training around it. There's no shame in that. You step into being more powerful in this world by healing yourself, by getting coaching, by learning, by deprogramming yourself. Then your soul naturally tells you where you're supposed to serve. Now's the time. If now's not the time, I don't know what the time is. This is showtime, buddy. Okay? loveguru.net. Click on Freedom Classes, thealiennetwork.com. The whole site is dedicated to you with resources to support you. Bye-bye.